On the phone with us, the heavyweight champion of the world, and now Salt, when it comes to grills, there is no name you think of before you think of Mr. George Foreman.
There is not.
George, how are you this morning?
I'm living a good life.
Now, George, the first thing I have to tell you is this is Salt, and I enjoy your product immensely. I love your grills. I love the new line of grills. I'm going to point out that my partner, we talked about this beforehand, and I told you I was going to call you out on this. He got rid of his George Foreman grill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe he's no longer a bachelor.
Well, no, I got married about 5 years ago, and we had it in our first house, and then when we moved, the thing was just very old, and I got to be completely honest with you, George. I'm not the best when it comes to doing dishes, so it got a little crusty.
You know what? The newest one is the next grillation. You just take the little pieces out, put them in the dishwasher, and it cleans itself practically.
Sold.
I know what D's going out and getting today.
That's right. All right, on to-do list, buy Foreman Grill. There you go. All right, so the new book is called Knockout Entrepreneur. And, George, if someone had told me, I would say 20 years ago, that in just a short matter of time, George Foreman is going to be one of the most successful, not just product pitchmen, but have your own successful lines of products that have nothing to do with boxing, I never would have believed it. How did you turn that around for yourself?
Look, I'm on the same boat with you, in the same boat. If you had told me pretty much the same situation, I would have said, no way. I didn't even intend to come back to boxing. It was until in the 1980s, I made a comeback just to get a little crumbs to feed my children. It's strange because I dedicated for a few years, and all I did was go around the country and talk about the grill. And doctors, in particular, would tell their patients, go get a George. And really, it was intimidating, too. I'm a heavyweight champ of the world, and I've recaptured the oldest ever to do it, and people meeting me in the airport. George, we love you. And I thought they finally saw that fight. I really won. And they said, no, the grill. It just took over. I'm still in amazement.
George Foreman is on the phone with us. The name of his new book is called Knockout Entrepreneur. George, I want to get into your boxing career a little bit. You know, we've got the Winter Olympics coming up, and I think a lot of people know that you first burst onto the scene as a member of the U.S. Olympic boxing team. Tell us a little bit of what it's like to not only to get the chance to represent your country, but in the beginning, just being selected as part of the team.
Oh, it's one of those things you wake up, you keep waking up, couldn't be. Then you get closer to the Olympic trials. Then you're fitted for your uniforms. You keep waking up saying, this didn't happen. I know this isn't me. Then actually you appear in an Olympic event, the parade. Oh, I still haven't woken up from it. It's still it's the dream of all dreams to get there on the platform after you've won, and you hear your national anthem in the background. And, man, you go into your senior years thinking, that's me. That's really me. I'm not who I am now.
So where's the gold medal right now?
We put those in a historical society in Marshall, Texas. And it's a little small town and where I was born. I was raised in Houston. And you just want every little kid to stop by and say, if he can, I know I can do better. And those Olympic gold medals, after a while, they're not for your personal use. They're for the whole country to see.
Now, let's fast forward. That was the beginning of your career, the end of your boxing career. You're 45 years old. You're fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. What the hell is going through your mind? You're 45 years old in terms of a boxer. That's not just old. That's almost ancient. How did you do it?
Yeah, that's like dog years.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's strange because really, in my first attempt to become champion of the world, I'm fighting Evander Holyfield. I didn't win that fight, but I'm in Atlantic City, and here they introduce in the ring Muhammad Ali. He comes up, shakes my hand, and leaves out. Joe Frazier comes up afterwards, and they introduce him. He shakes my hand and leave out. And I'm thinking, I'm not supposed to be here.
I fought those guys.
And then I eventually win the thing at 45, and I fought on until I was 50, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and I'm the same with you. I look at old films, and they'd give my age, and I'm thinking, that couldn't be me up there. 50 years old, still boxing. I'm still amazed at that as well.
Did you really get back into the ring because you were having problems with all the Georges and you wanted to show them that their dad still could whoop some ass?
No, it was something more profound. I was broke.
And look at you
I
now.
looked up one morning and I'm like, hey, what has become of all of my money? You know, I'm a ordained minister at the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ in Houston. I never intended to box again. I didn't even take off my shirt. One day I looked at my, what they call it, a portfolio. When you're empty and broke, you call it a portfolio. And you got money, they say you just look at your money.
Yeah.
So, I forgot about that in the beginning of the interview. In addition to being this very successful entrepreneur, one of the greatest boxers of all time, you're also a minister. You also, and I got to say this, I don't know if anyone has ever said this to you before among the compliments they give you. You are responsible for one of my favorite lines in the history of the TV show King of the Hill, when you yelled at Hank Hill, "Novelty Grill fights on." Is there anything that you want to accomplish that you have not yet?
To get up in the morning and have a job is the most important thing that ever happened to me. The need of a job, oh boy, that's provoked me more than anything. And this morning I jumped up thinking, I need a job. And you think you have a lot of money, you send 10 kids to college and see what you got. Nothing. Got broke again.
He is George Foreman.
It's the new parking meter sending kids to school.
He's George Foreman. Again, the name of the book is Knockout Entrepreneur. Of course, you can find his grills at ForemanGrill.com. George, thank you so much for your time, man. Good luck with the book.
All right, thank you.